This is day 7 and 8 of my journal entry series. Sometimes the difference between a good day and an off day isn't anything major, it's how the day begins. Because yesterday felt intentional. I woke up and didn't reach for my phone right away. I gave myself a little space before letting anything else in. I stretched, did my morning routine, and spent some quiet time with God. Nothing super out of the way, just small decisions that felt aligned, and I could feel it. There was a sense of calm that carried into everything else. I felt more present, more aware of my own thoughts instead of being pulled in a million different directions. Even later in the day, when I went on a walk and just let myself be outside for a bit, it felt different. Simple, but it was meaningful. And I didn't really question it in the moment, but looking back, I see how much those small choices shaped the rest of my day. Because today wasn't necessarily bad, but it didn't feel the same. Nothing major went wrong, it was more like small disruptions, little frustrations, and things not going how I expected them to go. Certain moments felt slightly off, and I could feel my mood slowly shift because of it. I was there, and I was doing what I needed to do, but I wasn't fully connected to it. And what stood out to me the most is how quickly that shift can happen. How I can go from feeling grounded and intentional one day to feeling a little scattered and drained the next, without anything major even changing. And I think that's been a pattern for me. Starting the morning strong, feeling motivated, clear, and aligned, and then not fully carrying the same energy into the next day. And I'm starting to understand that it's not really about motivation. It's more about the habits I choose to keep when I don't feel like it, especially at the start of my day. Because I've noticed something about myself. When I wake up and immediately go on my phone, I can feel how quickly I get pulled out of myself. It's like my mind skips over that quiet, grounded state and goes straight into reacting to this whole world built into my phone. But when I don't do that, when I give myself even a little time first without touching my phone, it feels more steady. Not overly productive, just more centered. And I think that's something I'm still learning how to be consistent with. Because it's easy to do something once, but it's way harder to repeat it when that feeling isn't the same. And today is a good example of that. I didn't feel that same clarity, and I didn't feel that same energy. There were moments where I felt a little overwhelmed, and moments where I could tell I wasn't moving as intentionally as I wanted to. But at the same time, I didn't completely fall off either. I still showed up. I still did what I needed to do, even if it didn't feel as good as it did yesterday. And I think that matters more than I give myself credit for. Because I tend to think in extremes. Like if I'm not doing something perfectly, then I'm not doing it right at all, but that's not true. Some days are just in between. Not amazing, not terrible, just there. And I'm learning that those days still count. I'm also becoming more aware of certain patterns in myself. Like how I can procrastinate, even on things I know would help me feel better later. Or how I can spend more time trying to make something perfect than actually getting it done. And how I can be harder on myself than I need to be when I don't meet my own expectations. But at the same time, I can also see growth in the way I respond to those things. Because I'm not ignoring it anymore, I'm noticing it. I'm trying to understand it instead of just reacting to it. And honestly, even something as simple as journaling, just sitting down and processing what's actually going on in my mind, has been helping more than I expected. Because it slows everything down. It gives me space to actually see what I'm feeling instead of just being in it. And that awareness makes it easier to shift even if it's just a little. So instead of the whole day feeling off, I can catch it earlier. I can adjust. I can reset. And I think that's something I'm starting to value more. Not having perfect days, but being able to come back to myself when things do feel off. And more importantly, coming back to God, because that's where I feel most grounded and the most peace. It's where I can reset, refocus, and remember what actually matters. Because, realistically, every day isn't going to feel the same. You're not always going to wake up feeling motivated, or clear, energized, or aligned, but that doesn't mean the day is lost. It just means you might have to move through it differently. And I think what I'm taking from this is that the way you start your day matters, but it's not the only thing that matters. What you do after things feel off matters too. How you respond in the middle of the day matters. Whether you choose to keep going or just give up on the day completely, that matters. And today, even though I didn't feel my best, I still chose to show up. Not with the same high energy as yesterday, but with enough intention to keep moving forward. And that's something I'm learning to be okay with. Growth doesn't always look like progress you can clearly see. Sometimes it just looks like continuing, even when it feels different than you expected. Because it's easy to think it means having the same kind of day over and over again, same energy, same mindset, same rhythm. But that's not real life. Some days feel clear and some don't. Some days feel easy and some take more effort. And I'm learning that the goal isn't to recreate the perfect day. It's to stay committed even when it doesn't feel the same. Consistency isn't about repeating perfect days. It's about showing up even when the feeling isn't the same and choosing to keep going anyway. Thank you.